realize the fact that we are not living in a fast and furious movie.
A guy just thinks, okay, he knows how to drive a car, means he has the proper knowledge how to have that car on road. But that's just 10% of what the overall knowledge he needs.
In India, people think that if they know how to drive, they're educated enough to drive.
If traffic signals could speak, what's the funniest thing they could have said?
रुको जरा, सबर करो.
कि रेड लाइट छोड़ो, हम आपके लिए रेड कारपेट बिछा देते हैं. So exams over, vacations coming up. What are your plans?
Our vacations are of 2 days.
2 days?
Saturday, Sunday.
Oh my god.
Which vacations are you talking about? Summer vacations, I will. Yeah, that is for good 15 days, I believe.
Our parents don't get vacations at that point, no?
Hello. Hi.
So, sir, what are you planning to do?
I don't have holidays like you guys, but then yeah, for a few days I'll go back to my home.
A touchdown with the Soni.
No, my home is at the hills, so maybe there for a while with parents and family.
Achal, I'll call you in a bit. I'm in the middle of something, okay?
Girlfriend?
No, sir.
Fair.
He's my cousin. So, what he was saying is, he drove his car at a speed of 180 yesterday.
Uh-huh.
180.
And why you so happy?
Sir, it's a very flamboyant thing for us.
जर्मनी से है क्या?
गुड़गांव से.
19-20 का ही तो फर्क है.
जी sir. So it's a very flamboyant thing in us boys to drive it so fast.
Do you really think कि वो 180 बहुत cool है?
No sir, not at all. Even I have told him multiple times that not to drive at that speed because anything can happen.
Yeah, it's not safe driving at 180, especially in Gurgaon.
Yeah, where there's so much.
Anywhere, definitely.
Anywhere. The matter is of fraction of seconds.
I'd agree to that.
Because something happens and your life is like gone.
Gone, yeah.
Okay, so
And what about your parents then?
Exactly.
And family?
Yeah, who are waiting for you.
Not just
at-
yours, other people's also.
Other
Like,
people's also.
Everyone is in danger.
Yes.
So now what I have to do with him is a very boyish thing. That's called Sach Ka Samna. कि भाई it's not at all safe and what you have to do is drive safely not just for yourself but also the people who are on the roads.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you girls, yaar, is it really a very flamboyant thing when a guy passes by or drifts by?
No.
I think both of us would disagree to this statement.
Yeah.
Matlab, whenever we see a guy driving at such a high speed, all we can think of is, what was this?
Yeah, it is very scary when someone just passes through me at so much speed.
Yeah.
I get scared very
And
easily.
they want to show you, but eventually they don't show their face also to you guys.
No, we see their faces in the police cameras. And everywhere.
Once what happened was a similar incident. There was this guy who was driving at such a high speed besides me, and the traffic police stops him ahead, and then I see him doing sit-ups there.
I even saw that.
For some reason, I don't know, people with like bigger cars or these expensive cars think that they have a right over the people who are driving smaller cars. They think that
They're superior.
they are superior than them. They can drive at any speed. They can run through anyone.
Like I remember my cousin passed away last year because of an accident. Like he was wearing a helmet, but the truck was so fast that the helmet itself broke. And he got a head injury.
And sir, that's the problem, no? Because sir, nowadays we see all these heavy-duty vehicles and all the I would say the government vehicles also. They have a very lenient, I would say, judiciary part, because they just have to do what? They just have to surrender their license and all they're free.
So getting a license in India is like a cakewalk.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just pay
true.
couple of thousands under the table and you have a truck license with you.
If
even
you can
if you don't know how
pay
to
under the table, you don't even need license.
Saw this line or quote somewhere that आजकल शरीफ उसे माना जाता है जो पैसे दे के भी टाइम पे काम कर दे, ईमानदार उसे माना जाता है, right? So it is a problem in this society. Yes, the only problem why these are highlighted is that we know that rich will always get out of the problem.
Matlab, it is also instilled in the minds of the traffic police that they will be expecting a higher challan from the people who are driving Audis or Mercedes.
Exactly.
They might just leave the smaller cars, but they will keep an eye on especially those cars who are like luxury, and they will expect more and more challan.
But there's a contrasting view also, na? The people who have more money will have more power to get rid of those.
That's true. So that is what I'm saying. But yeah, as a society, we should say no to alcohol while driving, actually no to alcohol specifically, and
While driving,
any
yeah.
drug consumption, as well as following the traffic rules. That is basic and that is for everybody.
There are loopholes in the system.
Yeah.
We see media highlighting only these cases which have like high profile people.
For TRP.
For TRPs.
For TRPs.
Exactly.
The news channels want masala. They want ki acha Porsche hai, so we will highlight the case. If there's a major general who has done some crime, we will highlight the case. Jo chote crimes hote hain, they are not even registered in my opinion.
I'd like to add to that we as society also like masala. It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
We need to be aware enough that we also need to understand that there are different people who have different lives, and it's not just always about money and power.
It's all about commercialization nowadays, sir. Even the media channels we see, they are all just worried about, okay, how can they be more commercialized? How can they earn more profits? And even if they, even if they're getting, also, sir, we have seen some of the time paid media from the culprits, that they tend to give all the evidence at first sight, just because to just hide some of the evidence which can be shown to the public.
But even when we talk that education is important, but we can clearly see that even after education, and obviously rich people can afford good schools and colleges, and after that also these crimes are happening. I believe the basics are forgotten. Maybe what we call as moral science, which we used to study in the schools.
I believe the target audience of moral science is not those innocent kids, but it's us people who commit crimes every day. It's you and me who do that. It's you and me who increase the crime rate.
No, I'm not in it.
I would like to confess that I have also done this, where I once got challaned. So just to not have it registered, I paid the traffic police a 500 rupee note, and he left. He said, "You can go."
That's the first thing, sir.
Yeah.
If we ever get
That's
caught,
the first step.
if we ever get
We have an
caught,
escape to it.
even before showing the license, we try to just give the money and get it. Okay, yaar, time waste ho raha hai, tu le.
And then we crib about the society. Oh my God, what is happening, right?
I think that's where education comes into role, where like if we talk about our university, we have constantly sessions about moral intelligence and road safety as well. There are times when we also don't know what a particular road sign means. There are probably 150 plus signs. What we know about 10 plus signs, what they mean. So that is something that we need to learn eventually and instill in our daily life.
A guy just thinks, okay, he knows how to drive a car, means he has the proper knowledge how to have that car on road. But that's just 10% of what the overall knowledge he needs to have the car on road. The zebra cross, even the basic things like zebra crossing or no parking signs or
Red, yellow, green lights.
exactly. Nowadays,
What goes in everybody's mind is red means you can go. Wait means okay, go.
check and go.
Means
Go faster.
Must have read in some or the other meme maybe.
So as I too don't drive, I'm a passenger princess. But you guys might have interesting challan stories. Like,
Oh, I
I'd love to hear
have,
them.
and I had that recent one. I was coming from Chandigarh to Mohali, and as a true Punjabi, I started at 60 in Chandigarh, and when that Welcome to Punjab started, and thanks for visiting Chandigarh ended, I started at 110, 120. And what happened was, next day I got a good parcha challan, and then I realized that all machines are now working. So, so it's better to be smart now and not drive over fast.
Sir, I have many, to be honest, because firstly I belong to a place called Dalhousie in Himachal. So we have
That's a
blind
beautiful
turns.
place.
Yeah, so we have blind turns over there. So it's a very big advantage for all the traffic police that okay, the person driving may not know ki okay, what's on the next turn. So I was driving back from school. I had a learning license back then. So what I did was I had my bike on neutral and bade aaram se main ja raha tha. But as soon as I saw them, I tried to start my bike, and they saw that, and what they did was they made a human chain in front of me. कि okay भाई अब रास्ता नहीं है.
Celebrity moment.
पापराजी.
So I got bodyguards even way before.
फिर उन्होंने बॉडीगार्ड ने मारा नहीं.
The same sir, उठक बैठक.
I have this story where me and my sister were going for a shopping, and we were driving on an Activa. So we took turns. Ki first she was driving and then I was driving, and the Activa is on my father's name. So he receives a challan, but both of us are wearing helmets, so he couldn't recognize which one of us it is. We go back home and Papa asks, किसकी हरकत है ये, किसने खर्चा कराया है मेरा? And both of us are fighting, ये तो आप हो. None of us is agreeing कि मैंने कराया चलान. And then my mom comes and he says, Ishika, this is your jacket.
And you're messed up.
You have done all of this that I was caught.
We are talking about the problems. We know that these are bigger problems we have. And then what are the solutions to it?
If we talk about social media, on the contrary, that's what brings the attention of the youth. So I believe that can be a medium that can be used to like create awareness, instill values in them.
Have we ever seen a car culture or a fast bike, a super bike culture in New York City or London? We see cycles over there.
Yeah.
We see double-decker buses over there.
I used to try cycle in Chandigarh, and we have those beautiful cycling tracks in Chandigarh, right? So it was so amazing. But then I'm a bit scared now. Why? Because not only cycles, even motorcycles are driving on that path.
Exactly.
And sometimes I saw an auto coming in that one line path.
Because in India, people think that if they know how to drive, they're educated enough to drive.
Yeah.
And it is so easy to get licenses here in India.
Yeah.
Like I read somewhere that in UK, only 45% of people clears the license test in first go.
Where we live, Chandigarh is an exact example that if laws are strong, people will abide it, right?
Very true.
So I believe laws should be very strict, and it should be implemented irrespective of the class.
I often notice this outside our university that the guards who handle the people who are coming in and out, they also handle the traffic that is outside the university. And I have seen faculty getting fined because they weren't wearing a helmet. So there's no difference between a faculty or a student.
Yeah.
If you aren't wearing a helmet, you will be fined. So that is something that creates a balance, and that teaches you a lesson ki you can't like risk your life like anything.
Like there are guards standing till the Neelam hospital to clear all the traffic so that there are no accidents or anything that any mishappening.
It starts from school and colleges.
Yeah.
Right, charity begins
Charity
at home.
begins at home and at a very early stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can take small steps at a time. Like if we talk about our judiciary, we can introduce community service for people who commit small crimes like jumping a red light. They can do community service for like 10 hours in a week, which will in future, like they will be reminded of like they did something wrong. They need to fix it in future. It is the small things that matter, and small changes will eventually make a bigger change in the society.
Also the correction centers. We're talking about the Pune car crash or the Vadodara car crash. Eventually there are children. They can be corrected. They can be used in a very, I would say, effective or an optimistic way. So the students of these kinds or children of these kinds should be sent to correction centers first. Essay is not a solution that we all know. The thing is, he can be sent to a correction center where the moral ethics, or even he was told about what is the value of life.
While you were talking, I believe I got an idea that why don't the police hire interns from colleges or university, maybe for traffic rules.
That
right?
will teach a lot to
That
us.
teaches a lot. Then you know the other perspective,
Yeah.
and you have to in life.
When you put yourself in other people's
Because,
shoes,
Right.
you realize
You
what
know,
they are going
that
through.
youth highs so much, even if you are not high on drugs or alcohol or something, but that वो जवानी का जो high
Adrenaline
मिलता है,
rush.
adrenaline rush, that is what it is. That is the cause of so many things happening around.
I think we need to realize the fact that we are not living in a Fast and Furious movie. It's not an Olympic sport that we have to like rush the road and get
Right.
first. we have to be mindful of how we drive.
Everyone thinks it's a sport where everyone needs to win, and they don't understand the one who actually loses his life.
He is the eventual loser.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's not even a single restart button.
Exactly.
And the fact that it doesn't affect the person who actually dies, but the family he leaves behind.
Yeah.
So what about a rapid fire round with you guys on this topic?
Fun.
That would be
Fun?
Yes, sir.
Heads on?
Chalo,
For
chalo,
sure.
heads on.
So first question is, if traffic signals could speak, what's the funniest thing they could have said to the VIP convoys?
Sir, have you seen that Hindustani Bhaus meme? रुको जरा सबर करो.
I feel like traffic signals बोलते कि red light छोड़ो, हम आपके लिए red carpet बिछा देते हैं.
मेरा तो it's like I have seen like a lot of things in my life, but you are a real masterpiece of bad driving.
Well, that's a good one.
That's like so pinching.
So what's more dangerous, overspeeding or the ego behind the wheel?
I think it's the ego, because if a person is driving at a higher speed breaker देख के तो थोड़ा slow करेगा ही ना, but if he has that ego कि अब मैं तो चिल्लाऊंगा, you can't do anything about it. I think for this it's the ego is more dangerous.
I'd agree to that. For me also it's ego, because you know वो एक गेम है, सबको जीतनी है, पता नहीं कौन सी गेम है, बट जीतनी सबने है.
Same, sir. It's ego clashes, nothing else. We see the drag races and all. वो उसी की वजह से लगते हैं कि अच्छा तू मेरे से आगे कैसे निकल गया.
So the last question to you all, what is one piece of advice you would like to give to the youth regarding road safety?
So for me, I've read it on the side of a pedestrian in my hometown. It was like, it's better to be late, Mr. Driver, than to be late, Mr. Driver.
Definitely, I would like to give something similar as an advice, that it is better to reach late than never. So that is something I would like to say.
I would like to say that drive the way you'll drive with your families by your side, because everyone has different people waiting at home with dinners and everything prepared. So be empathetic, take care of others as well.
So Vanshika, what's for dinner today?
पता नहीं सर, घर जाके पता लगेगा. बोलते हो तो जाऊं. भूख लगी है.
तू कैसे जा रहा है?
बस सर मेरी तो बाहर कैब वेट कर रही है. I'll tell him to drive safe because मेरे कुछ experience अच्छे नहीं रहे इनके साथ.
I need to go myself, so I'll be driving safe.
110 पे नहीं चलाना.
Definitely.